This is the life of the poor in Vietnam. They live in small alleys. The old houses are cramped and degraded. Many humid places. Pollution and lack of living conditions. Every day, they make enough jobs to make a living selling lottery tickets, loading, or free labor. Income is just enough to cover life. There is a day. In this video, I'll record their real lives where they are, the work they do, and the stories behind it, to give people a more realistic view of an angle of Vietnam. I am Cuong, living in Da Nang, Vietnam. Today I'm going to show you the actual images of the poor in Vietnam. This is the alley that leads into the house of the poor in Vietnam. It looks like a maze. It's made up of little, twisting alleys between the houses close together. This neighborhood, it has been the home of workers for generations. High population density. Along with that are daily challenges. Cramped living space in poor conditions. Many generations live in the same house. While the daily activities frequently spilling out into the alleys outside. In some alleys, the path is so difficult for motorbikes to pass through. This is a nice little grocery store in the neighborhood, where locals can buy a lot of things. On hot weather days, the lack of open space and airflow, it can make some areas. The neighborhood gets wet and stuffy. The wiring is all pulled up on electricity poles and in front of people's homes. There's a lot of wires that have been around for years, and there's wires. Telecommunication wire and internet cable are intertwining. If you have ever been to Vietnam, just me, along a small street in the morning or afternoon, is that we can catch loads of stuff. Selling local food. No need for a fancy restaurant. Just a stroller and a plastic chair. And an autoclave is enough to serve a lot of people laughing. These are foods that are familiar to people. The price is also very popular. First is the cake. Cake is made from rice flour wrapped in banana leaves. On top is a deep-fried minced shrimp and meat. When steaming, the cake smells like banana leaves. It's usually served with fish sauce. This is a popular dish in central Vietnam, especially here. Next to it is the filter cake. The crust is made of tapioca sew-in and dye. Inside is shrimp and meat ba only. The cake can be boiled and steamed. When people eat fish sauce, sweet spicy gives it a very characteristic taste. Next up is sour. One of the traditional dishes, famous of Vietnam. It's made from pork and spices like garlic and chili, pepper. After wrapping with banana leaves, it is naturally fermented for a few days. When it reaches maturity, it should have a slightly sweet sour taste. Fragrant garlic and banana leaves. It is better to eat with lily or figs. And finally, the cow. A very popular dish in Vietnam, especially in the central region like Da Nang Hieu. It's not made from freshly minced beef, mixed with spices such as, and wrap it in banana leaves and cook it. When cutting, the piece does not have a natural pink color. Special fragrance, characteristic aroma of beef and moderate toughness. If you come to Vietnam, I will invite you to eat this dish. I have to pay $1.1 for this dish. A drink shop on the street with a lot of water. There are a lot of shops like this. $0.38 a bottle of Sprite. Few AI noticed that under clean roads, it's a whole system. The water needs to be cleaned regularly. I asked your permission to make a video sharing about the work of Vietnamese GA. This is the work of digging mud holes in the streets of Vietnam. Not many people want to do this job because it's so heavy. It was dirty and smelly all day long. Every morning, the worker has to open the manhole and get down to work, or use shovels and buckets to get each layer of mud. Garbage and soil accumulate under sewers. There are GA holes that haven't been dredged in years. Thick and very heavy mud. Each shovel of mud is shoveled. They all have to be on the road. Then transfer it to the truck for processing. This job requires help because I have to work for hours. In addition to the smell, they are exposed to dirty water, waste sludge, and many kinds of domestic waste. There might be glass in the GA hole, metal pointed iron, or toxic gas. So this is a risky business. Even with gloves and protective gear, who do this job, you always have to accept the work environment. Very harsh.
Sáng giờ là làm được bao nhiêu chỗ rồi?
According to people who work, people usually just do it one day.
Một ngày là
Done
làm
a
được
whole GA. Abdominal mass is too large,
người hố
and
à?
dredging can't be done through the
Cực
speakers.
đúng không? Hầu
After
pháp.
completing a hole, my body is almost
Sức khỏe.
tired. In exchange for wages about the equivalent of nearly $20 US. This is an income that's not easy to earn. To get that money, they have to pay for help. Working in the hot sun, inhaling the smell, and exposed to environmental pollution for hours. It's a little noticed, but much needed job. Without these workers, the ejection system will be turned off. The rain can't escape, and many roads can be flooded. Their work is not clean, not gentle, but contribute to keep the streets. Normal activities every day. And it's a normal day on the streets of Vietnam. Everyone has their own story. And not every story is easy. In front of a big supermarket, at a busy intersection, there's a blind woman selling street food. You can't see the traffic in front of you. I don't know who's standing or who just walked by, and just quietly sat there from morning to evening. I hope I can sell some things to get it. Money to cover life. Under the hot sun or the sudden rain. She sat in her usual position for a day off. That means losing a day's worth of income. For many people, $10,000 is not worth it. But with you, it could be money for meals or medicine. Her life didn't have many options. So every day she chooses to sit at this intersection, waiting for each passing guest. Continue the journey. I met a man who's almost 70 years old, still running a traditional motorbike taxi, while many have moved to. Car calling out. You're still sitting on your old motorcycle,
Chú chạy nghề xe này
waiting for guests.
bao lâu rồi?
There were days when he only made about $2, equivalent to more than 50 Vietnamese.
35 36 năm chạy nghề xe
That
thồ,
money.
xe ôm rồi đó.
It must be enough for
36
food,
35 36 năm
gas
chạy
money,
xe thồ,
and
xe
the
ôm mà.
daily expenses.
Hồi xưa là chạy gì?
At an age that should be resting. But you have to keep working for life. His car was an 82-year-old Honda. It is old and bears many traces of time. But it's still a way for you to make a living every day. The Honda Cup 8 2 is not just a means of transportation. It is also the source, income to sustain daily life. On another street, a worker. The environment is dragging the garbage truck along the route. Your work begins when many people are resting. It ends when the streets are clean. Few people pay attention to them. But if there are no sanitation workers, garbage will quickly fill the streets. And a bus from the country carrying passengers to the city. Unfortunately, a tire exploded in the middle of the road. The trip had to stop. The passengers have to wait for another car. The driver repaired the car to continue the work. Even a small incident can cause them to lose one working day and take extra repair cost. This is a traditional market in Vietnam. The market has existed for many years. It's still a familiar place for people to buy and sell in the area every day. Early in the morning, hundreds of people come here to buy food and earn a livelihood. As you walk along the market, you can see a lot of garbage bags and spoiled vegetables. It's still on a corner, waiting to be packed. Looking up at many old tarpaulins, tattered after many seasons of rain and storm. There are patches repeatedly for continued use. That will cost more. Around the market, and the old signs and the strollers. Long time no longer used, lie still in a corner, like the traces of people who used to trade here. Here's a couple of street vendors. There's a fruit seller, there's a vegetable seller. There is a seller of shrimp, fish, meat, or other foods, brought up from the countryside early in the morning. Many people don't have a fixed counter, so just use a stroller or a basket for sale. They sat in the sun waiting for each customer to buy. In this market, most of the sellers, it all starts at 4 a.m. to pick up the goods. If they sell out early, they can be home before noon. But if there's a lot of them, they'll sit through the afternoon with things like vegetables and fish and fruit. To pass the next day will reduce quality or damage. Many people accept to sell cheap. At the end of the session to recover. For many of these supportive families, it's not just a place to buy. It's also the main source of income. Even though the physical conditions have deteriorated and the environment isn't really clean, they continue to trade every day to earn money to support the family. This is an image that's still very popular in many localities in Vietnam. But outside of that, life is very different. There are people who are wearing the sun to sell it. Someone is pulling a cart on the road. Someone is a worker, tidying up trash or riding a motorbike from morning to night, just to make enough money for the family. Everyone has their own pressures and responsibilities. There are children here. The kids live in my place. I don't have to think about food or money. Work. All they care about is who won today. AI gets shot more wet. What will we play tomorrow? It's probably the most beautiful thing about childhood. When you still be carefree and enjoy the fun.
Rồi chuẩn bị bắn lên trời nè.
Very simple.
Rồi.
And one day these kids will grow up too. They'll have to go to school and work, facing difficulties like everyone else. But at this point, your laughter is still make the streets bustling and full of life. If you like videos of everyday life, people and real moments in Vietnam, please like, share video. Let many people watch. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. The next journey.